Ladies and gentlemen, the governor of New York is under fire for making probably one of the most ignorant statements I have ever seen this year. So she's trying to imply that black children don't even know what the word computer is. Not only do they know what the word is, many black parents have computers at home, and you can best believe the children know how to use them, Kathy. Probably can run rings around your butt. When I was teaching, the kids that were behind on computers were the ones that went to Catholic school. Many of them were very much behind, and they look just like Kathy here. I'm just saying. And that's because the Pope at that time would not approve it. So your children in public school were getting plenty of computer time. And in the Catholic school, they were getting nothing. So, anyway, the governor comes under fire for what she said about black children don't even know what the word computer is. Mm, mm, mm. Wow, boy, they're going to be coming for your butt, Kathy. So here's the problem: there's a lot of white people, probably most, who simply don't know anything about black people. Maybe because white people still, by a fairly wide margin, have the lowest percentage of interracial social groups. Maybe it's because in America, there are more than 60% of the population, which means many of them don't come across non black people on a day to day basis. And because black people represent what they claim 13% of the population, we don't believe you. The only time many of them see us is on TV, where they're more than likely to see stereotypes. Uh huh. So anyway, and we know, they hate DIE and getting rid of it. So that right there should be a pretty good indicator they don't want to know us. And that's fine with me because I don't want to know them either. So anyway, back to the story. More than likely, they will see stereotypes if they're seeing any type of TV, even movies. Dense representation of Black life instead of seeing us fairly represented in all of our cultural and social diversity. Whatever the reason, white folks simply don't know much about us. So when they speak on us, especially when they're trying to relate to us, they just end up saying the dumbest, most ignorant, and racist thing imaginable. Take New York Governor Kathy Hochul. For example, now I don't know what the racial makeup of her social network looks like. Well, it can't look like much, but she made a comment recently that lead me to believe her circle is of raisins in potato salad persuasion. Uh-huh. So right now we have, young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. This is what she claims. They don't know. They don't know these things, she said, while speaking to, listen, the Milken Institute Global Conference in Los Angeles on Monday. Yeah, what I would imagine it's not many of us sitting in there in the Milken Institute. Now, Hochul was discussing something that sound like it might be progressive or impactful in terms of bringing opportunity to underserved communities in a form of high-tech jobs, especially in AI, which was the topic for the event. Wow, really? She's there to talk about AI, and what came to mind is black kids don't know what the word computer is. And you were supposed to be there talking about AI. Okay, says a lot. Says a lot there, Kathy. Now we have the money to build a phenomenal supercomputer that is going to be accessible to the researchers in New York, college students, and will attract more federal grants. And this is how we laid down the mark, she said. No state has done this. In fact, I talked to a lot of people. I wish my governor had that first. So this is what she's claiming. No, no, this is New York. We like be the first, with all due respect to you from other states. It's sort of attitude. We will be the best, we will be the first, and I want others to follow. And that's where she should have stopped. Hochul was doing fine. She showed excitement, enthusiasm for the initiative her state is apparently taking and they're bringing to the tech world. So, anyway, there wasn't even anything wrong with her wanting to mention specifically how it could present advantages to young Black kids. I mean, that kind of talk will get the anti DEI conservatives all riled up, but F them. Yeah, yeah, that's really good advice for them. F them. So, anyway, but the governor, like many white people, especially white people in politics, was unable to identify with Black people, let alone Black children. So while speaking with a Black interviewer, she chose to say a thing that anyone with even a single Black friend whose name isn't Tim Scott, Candace Owens, or Jason Whitlock should have known was egregiously offensive, even for an offhand remark. So imagine believing that poor Black kids from the Bronx are so primitive and isolated from modern times and technology in 2024. They're looking at a computer for the first time saying, well, I'll be. What kind of strange contraption is this, massa? In fact, what is a contraption? I don't even know how I learned that. What's that thing letters come together to make a word? Suffice to say, the backlash was swift, particularly from Black officials, like in the Bronx. Assembly member Karine Reyes, and who responded by telling Hochul via X, our children are bright, brilliant, extremely capable, and more than deserving of any opportunity that is extended to other kids. So, this is what the assembly woman wrote to Kathy. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, I mean, the Black children I have been around, they are pretty good on the computer. Seriously, they're pretty good. Of course, after the backlash started pouring in, she issued an apology and then started white splaining of what she was actually trying to say. So she goes on in her white splaining and says, I misspoke and I regret it. She said in a statement, of course, Black children in the Bronx know what computers are. The problem is that they too often lack access to the technology needed to get on track to higher paying jobs, emerging industries like AI. That's not what you said. You said they didn't know what computer is. How do you misspeak that? That's why I've focused on increasing economic opportunities since day one of my administration. Y'all, how do you misspeak something like that? Oh, these people, y'all really know how to beat a dead horse. Whenever you get caught up in something you've said or done and you get called out by the public, they always want to go into this, oh, I misspoke or you misunderstood. No, no, it ain't that much misunderstanding on the planet. We ain't misunderstanding nothing. And she said exactly what she wanted to say. So, yeah, they may lack access compared to other communities. That part is true. But the words I misspoke represents the biggest cop out for the use of offensive language, second only to I was taken out of context. Yeah, they love that one too. They love that. That's a go to right there. You took me out of context. How do you take black kids don't even know what computer is? How do you take that out of context? These people are a trip. They are a trip. So, no, she didn't misspeak, y'all. She said exactly what she felt like saying. She didn't misspeak nothing. So, the author said, my guess she was speaking to a mostly Caucasian room. And you know what? I believe that. I believe that. It's just that somebody came forward and said something about that comment she made. Well, black people in New York know what a computer is, and you can best believe their children know what it is too, Kathy. They're not struggling with that. Now, some of them, just like we saw during the lockdown, they didn't have access to one at home, but they certainly still knew how to use one because they were taught in school. So, you can miss me with the I misspoke. I don't believe you misspoke. I think you said something that you really felt like you were going to get away with saying. And, implying that black children are so stupid they don't even know what the word computer is. That's an insult. That's an insult. Trust me. Our children know what a computer is. Not only do they know what it is, they can use one too. You might want to catch up, Kathy. Sound like you're kind of behind in times. So, y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.